Hi, this is Rick, Vintage Oddball Cards. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Well, I got a crazy story for you. How I purchased a card sitting in my chair on a Sunday morning drinking coffee. And the card I purchased was at the Chicago Sports Spectacular show. And I want to thank the YouTube community is great. And I want to thank a few people in a minute here. But how this story starts is I'm sitting in my chair drinking coffee Sunday morning in California. And what do I do Sunday morning? I look at YouTube videos. Yes, I probably need a life on a Sunday morning. So I'm watching this video. It's Jason, Everyday Card Collector video, and he's filming the Chicago Sports Spectacular show. And he's kind of going through the different booths, the dealer booths, and what they're offering, the vintage cards, and he's filming this on Saturday. And again, this is Sunday morning now. I'm watching the video. And about halfway through, he kind of really fast here, he just moves right past this card. And I recognize the card. I think I recognize the card. But he went so fast right by it that I had to kind of rewind the video, slow-mo it a couple times, freeze frame it, take a picture, get the picture a little bit bigger just to make sure that was the card that I thought it was. And I saw this particular card at the Cleveland National. And I wanted the card, but at that particular time on a Sunday at the Cleveland National, I was out of money. The only thing I had was a card to trade. I was going to trade a Babe Ruth strip card for this rare card I'm going to show you. The dealer, the same dealer that I ended up purchasing the card from, turned me down and basically said, hey, this card I'm going to sell you, I want to sell, is pretty rare. What you're offering me is not rare, a Babe Ruth strip card. So turned me down. Walked away thinking, well, maybe one day I'll find this card again. Well, so here, fast forward again, Sunday. I see the card. I'm thinking, this is a total long shot. How am I going to purchase this card? It's in Chicago. I email or text John Mangini, hey, do you have Jason's number? He does. Sends me Jason's number. I text Jason. Jason, this is Rick, Vintage Oddball Cards. I know this is a total long shot, but you mentioned you might be going to the show today, Sunday. He says, no, I'm not going to go back, but my friend Joe is. You know Joe. He bought some stuff from you at the Cleveland National, but Joe doesn't make videos. Because I'll contact Joe. And first of all, I said, Jason, do you know the booth where this card is at? Do you recognize these cards in the photo? He says, yes, I do. That's William Chappell's booth. And I said, okay, with this big show, he recognizes the booth, the card. And I text Joe. Joe texts me, says, I'll be there in about an hour. So he gets to the booth. I work out a deal with Mr. Chappell for the card. And really nice guy, sends the card literally overnight the next day to me. And just crazy. I like to thank John for getting the number, and especially Jason and Joe for coming through for me. Never expected to pick up a card sitting in my big boy chair drinking coffee and picking up a card that's in Chicago. So what it is, I've killed 4 minutes here, almost 5. What it is the 1923 Walter Mayles card game, card of Walter Johnson. And this particular card is pretty tough to find. PSA has graded 5 of them, SGC 5. So that's probably the reason why the dealer didn't want to, trade me, didn't really want my Ruth strip card, because he could pick up one anytime, but he couldn't pick up this one. So, about this card, about this game, the founder of this game was a gentleman named George Groves, a young man who actually came up with the game, financed the game himself. The players weren't paid. He produced about 5,000 deck of cards, 5,000 decks. And there's a 55 card or player set, 2 cards, total of 57 because the instruction is 1 card. And also George Groves, is in the set. But 55 players. Walter Johnson is the big boy in the set, and Walter Johnson being probably the greatest pitcher of all time. So 5,000, he produced 5,000 sets. And how would you purchase these? They were mail only. Mail only. You would purchase them $1 per game, or $1.75 for 2 games. Now, he did not sell out of these games. Actually, this is now 1924. He was actually advertising in 1925 and 26 in the baseball magazine and the Sporting News. And I have a copy of the advertisement here. You have Walter Johnson here. And you'd mail in to get the cards, El Cerrito, California, which is near Oakland, California. And 55 autographed photos of big leaguers, thrilling, realistic, interesting. Bush, Rice, Sisler's in the set. So really cool advertisement. So he didn't sell out of the decks of cards. And I think even beyond that, he ended up eating some cards or giving some of the decks away. So he produced up to 5,000 decks. And the Walter Mayles, the reason it's called the Walter Mayles game is he had to find someone to endorse the game. And Walter Mayles was not Hall of Fame, but in the 1920, he was on the World Series Cleveland Indians team. He was a pitcher, pitched really well in the World Series in 1920. Well, by 1923, his career went totally downhill, and he was sold to the Oakland Oaks. Oakland Oaks, the Pacific Coast League. And that's where he met George Groves, and George Groves got Walter Mayles to be basically the spokesperson for the game, and he wasn't compensated. So here's this gentleman financing it himself. He's in California, mail only, the way you would be able to get the game, and he couldn't sell all the games. So that's why this card and this particular game is so tough. And I'm just really happy that I was able to purchase this card sitting in my chair drinking coffee when the card was in Chicago. Hey, thanks for watching. This is Rick, Vintage Oddball Cards. Bye.